Hi folks, it's Jason from Warrior Marketers here, and I hope you're having a really good day today. In this next series of videos, I'm going to do about 4 videos looking at several online tools that you can use to create social media graphics. And these are quite popular as they can help you to stand out in your news feeds, especially on Facebook. Maybe not so much Instagram because Instagram is image based, but certainly on Facebook they can help you stand out in the news feed so people can you can get people's attention. So if you look in on Google searching for social media graphics, I've got this keywords everywhere Chrome extension added, so you can see if you just type in social media graphics, you're getting 1,600 searches a month, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's targeted. Over here, social media templates, 4,400 graphics generated creating images. So people are searching for social media graphics because they want to use them to stand out from the crowd in their news feeds. So they're definitely worth looking into. And if you want to hire a designer, that sort of thing can get really expensive. So there are plenty of tools that you can use to create social media graphics yourself. There are lots of online tools, and many of them are either free or they have free models, even though they may be restricted with what you can do. The one I'm going to look at today is called Stencil. And the reason I'm looking at Stencil first is because currently there's a deal on AppSumo for a lifetime unlimited plan. So it's a one payment of $49 instead of paying $12 a month. So it's definitely worth looking into if you like the look of the tool. But these are the sort of social media graphics I'm talking about. So let's just go to Facebook. And it's anything like this that can be just purely text based. This one's got an image and a frame. And go down a bit further, and another one here. So these are the sort of images that they just pop out in your news feed. Go to Instagram, again, something like this, or this, or it can be just something as plain as a plain background with some text on it. So these are the sort of things that you can easily create yourself rather than outsourcing it and paying a designer to do it for you. And with all the online tools, there's no real excuse to not do them yourself. So the first tool that we're going to look at in this particular video is Stencil. So if you go to getstencil.com, it will bring you here. And if you look at the pricing, so free, you can start for free. A lot of these have got like what they call freemium models. So there's a free version and obviously there's paid versions. And the more you pay, the more you get. So for the free version, you can save 10 images a month. You've got limited photos, icons, you can upload only 50, whatever, you can read that yourself. If you want to get the pro level, it's $9 a month if you pay annually. If you pay monthly, it's $15. And again, with the unlimited, if you pay monthly, it's actually $20 a month. If you pay yearly, it's $144 a year. However, if you just go over to appsumo.com and look here, you've got Stencil here, $49. If you click on view plan, this is the unlimited plan. So you have unlimited everything, unlimited uploads, unlimited collections, unlimited favorites. And if you go back here, this is that plan here, the unlimited plan, which would normally cost you $144 a year or $20 a month. So if this is a sort of tool that you're going to be using a lot, it's definitely worth looking into getting. I will put a link to the AppSumo deal below this video. Once the AppSumo deal expires and goes away, I will replace it with a normal link to get Stencil. Okay, so this is the pricing, and if you log into Stencil here, so this is the actual canvas that you use. A lot of these tools look quite similar, whether it's Canva, Snapper, or Stencil, Crello, they all look quite similar and they all work in a very similar way. So it basically depends on which one you like best. But you've got over 2.2 million royalty-free photos. I think the integration is with Pexels and Pixabay. So there's loads and loads of stock photos that you can choose from. They've got loads of icons. just loads and loads of different icons, and you can search for them. They've got them into some sort of handy categories, but you can also just type in anything that you want to search. Loads of templates. I think there's 800 and something templates at the moment. This is one of the cons, I suppose. If you look at something like Canva, they've probably got thousands of templates. Stencil has just over 800, but Stencil is relatively new compared to some of the other tools, and they are adding more templates as time goes along. But the templates are still pretty good, and obviously they're all highly customizable. You can change anything that's on them. The one thing I do like about this one is that it's got quotes built in, so you could easily use a tool like this as a small side business, because people, like I said, are looking for social media graphics, and quotes are something that people are always posting on their social media timelines. So you could easily create a pack of, say, 50 or 100 quotes images and sell them. You could sell them, and you can also sell them just as they are, or you could sell them with master resale rights or resale rights. And that's a little side business that you can use tools like this for. But the thing with these is you're paying for it convenience, because you've got all the photographs, all these icons basically under one dashboard. And let's go back to photos. So let's just grab a random photograph here. So let's just grab, I don't know, something like this. So you have an image here, and let's go to a quote, and let's just grab a quote, and let's just use this one here. Okay, so you can change the font. So what it does, it creates two texts, one for the quote itself and a script font for the person who's obviously been credited for the quote itself. And again, this can all be changed. So let's change this. You can make the font bigger. Let's change the font itself. Let's go to something a bit chunkier. Let's move it out of the way. Let's move that up. Move this down here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the font color to white. Let's line that up center. Change that color to white. And then I'm going to go to icons. I'm going to find a black square like this. And then I'm going to just create a nice background. So you can just do that, and then you can just go move back. And if you don't like the black, you can change it to a different color, or I just change the opacity, the transparency. So there you go. Just like that, you've got a typical quote image. You notice down here, I've got a logo or a watermark. You can upload your own logos or watermarks on this unlimited plan. So which is good. Another thing that I find a bit frustrating with this is, because these are icons, sometimes if you want to put a border, say I wanted to put a white square border around this text, it's very difficult to do, because if you search for a square, and you can find a square icon, let's say something like this, and let's change the color to white, leave the transparency as 100%, and then you reshape it. This, if you want to, you see how it just doesn't look right? It's because these are icons and not full vector images. And if you have a rectangle, you can't obviously make this any thinner, so it would be difficult to get a border around this. So I'm going to delete that. So if you want to put borders around things, it is difficult. One way I have got around it, if you want to put a border, say, around the entire image here, this black background, what you can do is add another one of these. Let's go right down to the bottom. You just need to make it wider than the one that you've got so far. So let's do it like this. This is a way to get around this. And then let's move that back and just change the color to white. And then you have and then you can move that down there a bit and then make it a bit smaller. So now you have a background, and then you need to make that less transparent. So now you can see that you have a white border around this black rectangle. It's a way of doing it. It's not brilliant, not great, but it's a small price to pay. To be honest, Stencil is quick and easy to use, and it's designed for speed to quickly create a social media image that you can share. One of the great things I like about this though is the ability to quickly resize. So at the moment I've got a square image, 1080 by 1080. This is good for Instagram, and it's also fine for Facebook. So I would use this for Facebook and Instagram. And what I've done actually up here, if you go to my photos, if you go to saved images, where I've saved my images, I've actually created some collections, one for Pinterest, one for Facebook and Instagram, and one for Twitter. So if I resize this, I would save this. And then what I would do is I would move this to my Facebook and Instagram posts. And again, you can actually share this directly with some of the social media sites. The only one you can't is Instagram. But the great thing is, if you have a Buffer account, it integrates perfectly with Buffer. So you can just add it to Buffer. You can change the quote. You can change it. You can change the text. Add some hashtags, and they can either add it to queue or post it immediately. So the Buffer integration is brilliant. And then you can just change the size. So let's change it to Twitter, because change it to Pinterest first. So it will change it to Pinterest. Yes, you need to move it around a bit and tweak it slightly, but it only takes you a few seconds to make this Pinterest ready. And again, the other one I use is Twitter. Again, you can just move that up there. And then you would save all those, and then you could upload them to Twitter, Pinterest, and Facebook and Instagram. So that is a real time saver in and of itself, the ability to quickly resize images. So that's Stencil. It's quick, easy to use. Like I said, there are some cons. The fact that the icons are not proper full-on vector images, so sometimes changing them is difficult. Creating borders around text is difficult. If you don't need to do that, then it's a bit of a non-issue for you. But I like to try and sometimes put borders around my text, just to try and make the text pop. But if you don't need to do that, you don't want to do that, then there's nothing wrong with Stencil at all whatsoever. Again, the only other downside is the fact that there are only, he says, 800 odd templates. Other tools online, which we'll be looking at next time, have far more templates. But that's not always a bad thing, because it sometimes can be a bit distracting by trying to find the perfect template for what you want to use. But of course, it's just as easy to start from scratch. So you can just create a new image, and you can just start from scratch. So you just click an image, type your text, make it bigger or smaller, line height. Another thing you can't do is change the spacing between the letters. Again, it's not a big issue, but other tools allow you to do that. So again, if you want to create, spacing between your letters, you can't do that with Stencil. But again, these are only minor issues. The other thing there's one more thing that really does annoy me, is that you can't, let's go to some icons. Let's just add some icons. So I've got two icons and a piece of text. You cannot group these together and move them as a unit. You have to move everything individually, which is pretty damn annoying. Again, if you don't use that feature very often, you probably won't even notice it. But if you do like to do stuff like that, then it's something that you need to be made aware of. I have contacted them about this, and they have assured me that it's been asked for a lot, so it is on the roadmap, so it will be added, but I don't know when. But that's Stencil, and like I said, if you go to the home page here, look at the prices: $20 a month for an unlimited, or it works out at $12 a month if you pay it annually, which is $144 a year. If you want it, get it now, as soon as possible, because you can go to AppSumo and pay one time $49 for the unlimited plan, and you can use it to your heart's content. Okay, that's how to use Stencil to create social media graphics. Next time we'll probably look at Snapper, and I hope you found this video useful. Please like and leave a comment below about what tools you use to create social graphics. And wherever you are in the world, have a great day.